All right, so we've got Mor Ahuvia back on the line with us from RSA Security Fraud Action Research Labs over in Israel. And Mor, go ahead, get into the next topic, which is what is a proxy-based network and how is bulletproof hosting associated with it? Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, thanks. So basically, a proxy-based network is a fancy way of saying that a bunch of infected machines are being used as a middleman, and they're being used as a middleman between the evil server and you, the internet user. So what happens is fraudsters want to hide their mothership server. That's what we call servers that have all the important information, whether it be commands or all the stolen information. And as I said, as well as commands they push out to your computer. So what fraudsters want to do is hide that mothership server as well as they can. So they hide behind this whole network of changing infected machines. So what that means, what that means is that if you connect to a phishing attack, for example, you're going to see, your computer is going to see another infected machine's IP address and not the mothership servers. And in the meantime, that infected machine is connecting to the remote mothership server to get you the content. And so basically we're looking at another layer of obfuscation that is supposed to confuse security researchers and law enforcement, so we don't get our hands on the mothership server. And how that ties into into bulletproof hosting services is that once such a mothership server is traced, it will still be difficult to take down because it will be hosted in a bulletproof setting. So again, that would involve, pressure on the ISP or law enforcement involvement. And that's the story behind proxy-based networks. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that actually does make sense. Yeah, no, it does make sense. I mean, there's a lot that goes into all this, and it's difficult to capture it in just a few minutes. Do you have any idea, or is this the way most of the malware agents out there are set up? Are they set up with this bulletproof hosting and the proxy-based networks?
So that's a good question. Only the more sophisticated and more advanced cybercriminals seem to use proxy-based networks just because they're more complex to set up. Bulletproof hosting, however, is much easier to buy. You just have to find a vendor in the underground. You pay several $100s. They host, that content on machines anywhere in any country, such as China, Russia, Eastern Europe, even Iran. We've seen some services that have servers there. So that's relatively easy to do. Whereas operating a proxy-based network is much more sophisticated, and only really the more organized, sophisticated gangs use that kind of obfuscation.
So I guess if you've got a more sophisticated operation and you're treating malware more as a business service to the other, I'll say rogue individuals that are out there, then you might have the not only the bulletproof hosting, but the proxy-based network set up as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then you would have at least two layers of obfuscation, if you will.
Right.
Because your mothership is not only behind all those infected machines, and it's hard to see the IP address if you're not a security researcher. But even as I said, when we do trace it, it would be much more difficult to take down.
All right. Well, that was Mor Ahuvia from RSA's Fraud Action Research Lab over in Israel. We hope it's a beautiful day over there, and we want to thank you for coming on the program once again, Mor. All right, and we hope to hear from either you or Lamor next week. All right, take care now.
You too, thanks.
All right, bye-bye. All right, everybody. So